Hi everyone, today we'll be installing the Thule Aeroblade ARB47s as well as the Thule Rapid Tracker foot packs on a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek. And just some other things you'll need for today's install: a roll of measuring tape that's flexible, as well as the key to unlock your foot packs. And just an FYI, these aren't the original colors. I did spray paint these Aeroblades black just to kind of match the Crosstrek here. Alright, to prepare for the installation, we'll need to take off this cover. We're going to use the key, inserting it into the keyhole here, turning it to the left, and here you can release the key, and you're just going to pull out the cover, just like that. And just leave this to the side for now, we won't need it at the moment. Alright, next we're going to pull out this rubber strap here by just pushing down and pulling out this rounded portion. This will unlock the foot pack to be installed. We're going to be repeating this procedure on the other 3 foot packs. Alright, now that we've finished preparing the foot packs for the installation, we're going to proceed with taking off the end caps on the actual Aeroblade roof racks here so that we can insert the foot packs into the Aeroblade before we mount them on the car. To do this, we're just going to turn the Aeroblades around. There's a tab right here. We're going to press into it, and the end caps just slide out just like so. Same thing on the other side. Press the tab in, and the end cap should pull out. And repeating this on the other rack here. Alright, and now I've just put some cardboard down just to protect the surface of the roof racks here. We're going to be installing the foot packs now. Before we do that, make sure we pull this tab all the way back so we have space. Next, we're going to take our pre-disassembled foot packs here, making sure that this face here is going to be facing outwards. And we're going to be inserting this metal piece here into the grooves right in here. So it's going to slide into this section and slide into the slot. Alright, and just like that, it's inserted. It should come on pretty smoothly as long as the rubber strap here is taken off. Otherwise, the tension will actually cause it to bind. So make sure that this is disassembled properly, and it should slide in quite easily. Alright, just to make sure that the foot pack doesn't fall off, we're just going to insert the end cap here. Make sure that this tab is facing up, which will insert into this section right here. And just like that, this foot pack should not slide out. Depending on the width of the vehicle, you may need to adjust how far this foot pack slides in. For now, just based on what I know about the Crosstrek, we'll be on the outer limits of the 47-inch roof rack here. So I'm just gonna push this all the way to the end for now, and I'm gonna slide this metal piece here all the way so it backs up against the foot pack. And just another note, if you do need to bring this foot pack in a bit more, such as like this, and you notice that there's a gap here, if you do buy these roof racks new, Thule does provide a little rubber strip that you can cut with scissors and place in here just to make sure it's sealed against, and so water and dirt doesn't go in. Unfortunately, because these are used racks here, I don't have those rubber strips, so I will not be placing them in. I'm just going to leave it as is. Alright, now you can see we've pre-assembled everything we need to install it onto the car. Now I'm just going to be laying down some measuring tape on the actual roof rack itself, just so we have a good idea of exactly where we need to place this. Alright, I've gone ahead and placed a flexible roll of measuring tape here. I'm using inches here, just because the racks are measured kind of in inches as well. So we're using the ARB47, which is 47 inches. The roof box from Thule for the Pulse M and the Pulse Ls, they recommend a distance of 24 to 36 inches. So I'm just going to spot out where I want to place the roof packs for aesthetic purposes, making sure that there is 30 inches of space in between the foot packs so that the roof box can be installed properly. Alright, so I've placed my marking tapes here on the roof rails on the car. For the Crosstrek, it looks like about 16 inches and 46 inches looks to be a happy medium. The farther back you place your roof bars on the rail, the less noise the rails will make with driving on highway speeds. But at the same time, putting it too far in the back will kind of off-center the load. So this about here is still in the center, but can minimize the noise from the wind, as well as not fully block the sunroof here. Alright, I've gone ahead and done the same on the passenger side here. So putting the roll of tape, marking the 16-inch right there, and the 46-inch mark right there. And that will give me 30 inches of space in between the center of the tower packs, which will be an ideal size for the roof box that I'll be placing on this car later on. Alright, now that I've put all my marking tapes on the roof rails, I'm going to be placing the bars just approximately in the correct positions, and then we'll fine tune everything and lock those in place, and we'll be done. Alright, as you can see in the video earlier, I took my time going from side to side, making sure that everything looks aligned. Now, this 47-inch blade on the Crosstrek is definitely on the tighter side. Just about fits, it's on the outer limit. But as long as the arrow here, and I'll shine a light here so hopefully you can see. Alright, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but there is a slight arrow on the actual foot pack itself that marks the location of where it needs to meet the roof rail here. So as long as it's on that section, you should be good to go. Another thing to note is making sure that the direction of this Aeroblade is in its correct orientation. So the tapered end is facing the rear of the vehicle, and the more rounded end is going to be in the front of the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and actually remove these pieces of tape now, centering this roof pack on where I need it to be located, and then we should be good for this first front roof bar. Alright, now that we've completed placing the roof bar where we want it, it's time to put the rubber strap back into the actual tower pack to make sure that it's secured. Now it's pretty sunny, hopefully the other side might be a little bit more clear, but hopefully you can see how this rubber strap goes into the foot pack itself. And let's get that in focus, and it should seal on quite nicely. And this should not budge. Alright, now we're just going to tighten down the foot pack by using the provided Allen key on the end of the cover here. We're just going to tighten it to clockwise, and that will help seal the roof bar onto the rail itself. Now, if you're wondering how much I've tightened it, I don't want to over tighten it. Just go until it feels like it's quite solid and quite firm. You shouldn't need to yank on it too hard in order for it to fully seal. Once we're done tightening the roof bar onto the rail, we're just going to insert this cover back straight into the foot pack here, and it should just lock in place. And then, using the provided key, make sure you lock it, turning clockwise. Perfect, this is all done for this side. We're going to proceed and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, and lastly we're just going to install the second roof bar in here, and we'll all be done. Alright, in most situations, the rear of the car is actually a little bit more narrow than the front. You might need to adjust how far this roof bar sticks out from the actual tower pack. In my case, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. You can also use a measuring tape from end to end, but I think I have a pretty good eye for just to see how much is relatively hanging off. Just make sure it's centered by sliding the roof bar back and forth, and then that way we'll have it perfectly centered on the car. Alright, and that is all for the installation. Obviously, feel free to kind of move it around based on your preferences, how far you want it forward or back on the actual roof rails themselves. But otherwise, make sure everything looks secure. You can give it a good shake as well, and it looks pretty good. Thank you again. Please feel free to send me any questions in the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video.